Hashem, Hashem, Hashem. Narasimha Namaha. Om Gum Om Aim Om Shrim 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 Shim 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 Hashem 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 Narasimha Namaha. O Great Spirit, Namaste. Saints and sages of all times, of all places, Namaste. O ye pathmakers of old, Namaste. Gurus of the holy Kriya lineage, Om Shri Babaji Ya Namaha. Om Shri Lahiri Mahasaya Ji Ya Namaha. Om Shri Yukateshwar Ji Ya Namaha. Om Shri Paramahansa Yogananda Ji Ya Namaha. Om Shri Shali Ji Ya Namaha. Om Shri Kriyananda Ji Ya Namaha. Most beloved and precious Ishtadevata, in all of thy names and all of thy forms, Ya Namaha. Be with us, come join us, sweep clear our path, make our time together meaningful and joy-filled. May the path be clear for us, that we might see that which needs to be seen, do that which needs to be done, know when to be silent and when to speak, know what to speak and how to speak, that we might become an ever greater blessing unto all life forms. Namaste. Welcome. Welcome to my heart. Welcome to our Sunday Kriya Yoga Sangha, the Sunday meditation for the light of Kriya Yoga Sangha. Take a breath. Take a couple of long, deep breaths and sit and relax as we enter into our meditation today. Once upon a yogi time, in the ever-present now, there was a monk, and he served spiritually for the village that he lived in, served for the community he lived in, and he devoted his whole life to service. He'd get up in the morning and he'd clean the temple that they had. People would come and pray, and he'd clean everything and sit and meditate, and whenever anybody in the town, in the village, needed anything, he was there. He prayed for them, he listened to them, he offered spiritual counsel to them. He was quite respected, very, very well respected, and liked, very well liked. And within his soul there was the tiniest, just the tiniest, most petite bit of ego, like we all have, right? He liked being liked. He liked being approved of. He liked being appreciated. But, he knew that he had to keep working on that life was not about being liked. It was not about being appreciated. It was not about being approved of by others. Life was about doing that which is right and maintaining your equanimity. One day in the village, as happens, a young girl became pregnant. Mom and Dad pushed her and pushed her. Who is the father of this child? How did you get pregnant? What a shame you are bringing upon our family. This is so horrible. She gave in. She gave in. She did not know what to do, so she gave in. And she said, "Oh, it's Swamiji. Swamiji is the father of my child." Swamiji is the father of your child? And rage filled her father. Rage filled her mother. No questioning, just rage. No questioning, just rage. Isn't that interesting? This person who had been held in such high esteem, the young girl says he did it. So she has the baby. But between the time she tells Papa and Mama this and that she has the baby, the whole village is filled with rumors. Do you know what he did? Do you know what he did? It's so disgusting. I can't believe that he would do that. Oh, it's terrible. And he puts himself forth as a holy man. How awful, how awful, how awful. And every day, the Swami still got up and still went to the temple and still swept the floor and made the offerings and offered the rituals for the people. And fewer people came because more and more people heard he was an abador, he was a liar. She has the baby in time. Papa grabs the baby and drags the daughter. Mama trailing behind, and they go to the ashram, to the monastery. Come out here, you fool. Come out here. Come out here, you lying fool. Door opens. Swamiji says, "Namaste, how might I help you?" This is the seed of your actions. This child is yours. This baby is yours. Take it. This is what came from your misdeeds with my daughter. Is that so? takes the baby. Doesn't know the first thing about taking care of a baby. Doesn't have any baby food, doesn't have any diapers, doesn't know anything. But takes the baby and they stomp away. So he knows in the village there's one old woman who's very wise and very kind, and he thought, she'll help me, And sure enough, he goes over and takes the baby to her, and she, sure, I'll help you. And she shows him what to do to take care of a baby. Now, if you've taken care of babies, it's kind of disconcerting to take care of them, or at least for me, experiencing it from the outside. It's disconcerting because they can't talk to you, and so you have to really kind of guess what they need. But she was very wise and kind, and she helped him. A week went on, 2 weeks went on, and 3 weeks went on, and one day, the whole village had been gossiping about him and making fun of him as he carried the baby in a papoose to go to the temple to clean, calling him names. One day, the young girl starts weeping and crying and goes to her mother and father and says, I'm sorry. I really want my baby. I lied to you. I lied to you. Johann, the blacksmith's son, I love him. He's the father of my child. I know you don't like him, but I love him, and he's the father. Oh, mother is just horrified. Father is deeply, deeply embarrassed, just mortified, shamed. For what he had done. He had blackened the name of the holy man in their village. The man that the whole village relied upon. He had blackened his name. He had made fun of him. They gossiped about him. They threw stones, symbolic and literal. They go across town to the temple, and they get there and they say, Father knocks on the door again, this time much softer, much gentler, much kinder. Knocks on the door. Yes, namaste. Carrying the baby, I'm so sorry. Pushes his daughter up and she says, I'm so sorry, Swamiji. I lied. The father of the baby is Johann, the blacksmith's son, and we love each other, but I knew my parents wouldn't like it, and I lied. Is that so? I'd like my baby back. Heaving a secret sigh of relief. The Swami says, of course, is that so? And he hands her the baby. He says, let me get the supplies I have, and goes and gets the supplies and comes back. And they're groveling and, all this, how could they have done this to him, etc., etc., etc. And he just continues to say, is that so? Is that so? But something miraculous happened, my beloved. Something really miraculous happened. In that time that he had the baby, in that time when he lost his good name, when he lost the respect of his neighbors, when he lost the respect of the community, when everyone was willing to jump in and say, oh, you did it, something happened to him. Spiritually, he broke out of the shell. He broke open. And that last bit of ego dissolved away. And his light came forth. And he realized, this is what's happening now. This is what's happening now. This is what's happening now. Today, my beloved, we focus on the next step in SCAT: strength, concentration, awareness, and detachment. We need detachment at this time in one's life, in our lives, I would say. But what is detachment? You can say, well, I'm not attached. I let go. I can let go of this. I can let go of that. But the yogic secret is to be able to ascend above your everyday mind and to take your attention and place it above your head. You know this. You take the blue light of self-awareness, and in that blue light of self-awareness, you have your self-awareness, non-judgmental self-awareness that just observes. One of the greatest yogic practices that we have, one of the greatest, most effective, transformative yogic techniques that we have is this capacity to observe life without judgment. This is what's happening now. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? And then as your life progresses and you, as I said to my guru one day, oh, you're trying to let go. And he says, oh, no, Swamiji, I let go. You're the one that's trying. And recently he told me, it only took you 12 years to try, Swamiji. It only took you 12 years. We find you let go of this and this and this and this, and there's gluiness, there's stickiness, there's tendrils, my beloved. Well, where are they from? Oh, it's the gluiness, the stickiness, the tendrils from your childhood. From your childhood. Oh. From the little one within you. The little Francie. The little Bobby, the little Stevie. The little Marky. The little Marty. The childhood tendencies are there. And what do? They crop up. Well, I can let go, except maybe if I did it this way, I wouldn't have to completely let. Maybe if I offered this, they'd accept this. Maybe if I said this, they'd accept it. How can I speak? How can I communicate that they will do what I want? And the mind, in its great and wondrous glory, manipulates. Tries to manipulate you, tries to manipulate your words, tries to manipulate your actions, and tries to obscure clear thinking so that you don't see this is what's happening now, but you see the history of your experience. You see this is what happened then. And you bring what happened then into this moment, or even more confining, really, you bring your story about the future. Your story about the future, you bring it in to now. So that whatever the underlying fears that you have in your mind are, they don't manifest, they crop up in your mind. Oh, this is what's going to happen. And then the thoughts return again and again and again and again and again and again and again. Now, mystically, this is really quite an important stopping point to really pay attention to. We have in the world today manifesting a disease, and it's a disease called Alzheimer's disease, or dementia, if you were, one of those two words. There are all kinds of subcategories of it. But one of the manifestations of this disease is the person who's ill continues to repeat the same thing over and over and over again. Like the 2-year-old in the car. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Like my driving in the back seat of my car with mommy and daddy and, my brothers, and driving across western Kansas to go visit Granny, and, an hour in to a 4-hour trip, and it would be like, Daddy, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Until we learned we better do something other than say, are you there yet? Your mind is like this. You think it's not. I don't have that disease. I don't repeat the same things over and over again. I don't think the same things over and over again. Is that true? Is that true, my beloved? For if you observe, you will find, boy, like a thought worm that has got into my mind. The same thing is repeating again and again and again and again. Or like a thought worm that has gotten into my mind. I'm saying the same thing again and again and again and again. Detachment is necessary on the spiritual path. And the thought that I'm trying to express to you, the state of awareness I'm trying to express this morning, is that we feel sometimes as if we have detached. Give ourselves a pat on the back for detaching. And then we find, oh, no. Another thought arises regarding the circumstance in which then your mind begins to try to manipulate you. Hear me. I mean, the inability to detach from the karma, the inability to detach, to see this is what's happening now. Your inability, my inability, the mind's inability to do that is manipulating you to act in a certain way, to speak in a certain way, to relate to life in a certain way. It confines you. It brings you close and close and close and close again and again and again, so that you're trapped in the same cycle over and over and over and over. It's the laws of karma. And the blessing of Kriya Yoga. For Kriya Yoga says, here's the law of cause and effect. I don't have to do this. I do not have to again and again and again and again bump my toe each time I walk past this doorway. I don't have to have a conflict every time I see that person or think of that person or speak of that person. I don't even have to bring that awareness into my life again and again and again and again. But we need a way to do this. We need ways to do it. You need practices, you need techniques, you need ways to do it, all right? Now there's a wonderful, wonderful shloka from the Stoics. The Stoics really are, if you haven't studied any of them, they're just so mystical and so clear and so beautiful in their writings that it's wonderful to study. So many great spiritual texts, the Dhammapada, the Tao Te Ching. But today, this, I think, is very applicable to what's going on in our world today. What is our life today? When you deal with irrational animals, with things and circumstances, be generous and straightforward. You are rational. they are not. When you deal with fellow human beings, behave as one. They share in life. Invoke the gods regardless. Don't worry about how long you will go on doing this. A single afternoon would be enough. In Kriya Yoga, we would say, when you deal with fellow human beings, behave in the highest manifestation of human living. With kindness, with compassion, with wisdom, with non-violence, with understanding, with detachment. From what? From your attachment to your preferences. The Qing Shen Shen Ming, the great mystical text of the East, says, let go of your attachment to your preferences. I love that. It doesn't say let go of your attachments. It doesn't say let go of your preferences. That's the part. It doesn't say let go of your preferences, but let go of your attachment to your preferences. Isn't that wonderful? I can still have preferences. But in letting go of your attachment to your preferences, you find that you no longer have a preference. The color can be blue, the color can be pink, it can be green, it can be indigo, it can be yellow, it can be brilliant red for Rama. You lose the attachment to your preferences through your practice. Now I'd like to move to the part of our meditation where I'm going to share a Kriya ritual with you. Remember, what I've tried to express to you today is all is change. Know that, right? Your mind has attachments. Know that. You can, through observing your thoughts, through observing the experiences, through observing life, understand and reach a much more comprehensive, greater awareness of life itself. So that you truly see, this is what's happening now. Not this now is that, or no projection. No projection from the past story telling itself again, or the future imagined reality manifesting. But this is what's happening now. All right? I've tried to share with you the importance of detaching. And most importantly, and it's because it's such a subtle thought, I've tried to say to you that thoughts, which are eternal, have a gluiness and a stickiness. And you will let go of one thought, but its friend is there, and its friend comes up, and you'll let go and detach from that thought, and its friend comes up. And so we have to make sure that we're doing a ritual where we do not invite the friends to take up permanent residence in our minds or in our lives, unless the thought is helpful, unless the thought is expansive, like I'm seeking out my own enlightenment. I'm seeking out my own enlightenment. Yeah, I'm seeking out my own enlightenment. My teaching you, I share the teachings of Kriya Yoga because I want to study Kriya Yoga with like-minded souls, my beloved. That's why I teach. It's for me. And hopefully it's a great blessing for you, but I want to study Kriya Yoga and practice Kriya Yoga with like-minded souls. I don't teach for any altruistic reason. Nor should you do your practices or your teaching for any altruistic reason. For you have worked so hard to incarnate into this earth. Seek out your own illumination. Seek it out. Do the practices. Seek it, seek it, seek it. Find joy, find joy, find joy. Now, here's the practice. You sit in meditation, and we'll do this in a moment, and you visualize yourself. Sorry, I've got to sit up straight for this. Sit in meditation and visualize yourself. And as you visualize your being, you'll see that there are tendrils, if you will, radiating forth from you, from your mind's eye, from your being, strings. But it's like those putty that children play with when they're little. It's gluey, very hard to get it cut, right? So you visualize an ancient being. Doesn't matter if it's male or female, but ancient, to walk with you and to help you. And in the hand of that ancient being is a brilliant, shining sickle or sword, if you will, a crescent-shaped sword. Sitting in the daytime facing east, in the nighttime facing north. You and the ancient Holy One begin to walk around your astral body. Use your physical body as the basis. Walk around counterclockwise, and you take that sickle and you cut away the bounds. Just like you're in a field of wheat, cutting, and you cut, and you cut, and you cut, and you walk around counterclockwise, and you cut. You cut up, you cut down, and you toss it away. You toss it away. And as it moves away, it dissolves into the ethers. As it moves away, it dissolves into the ethers. The light dissolves into the ethers. You walk around your body once, and then you stop. What's there? What's left? And you'll often find, it seems like it's less sticky, less gluey. But then you'll find, okay, maybe there's this clump, like a clump of wires, if you will, a clump of wires. I don't know if you've ever had this in your house, but too many electric wires, and then you can't get a thing straightened out because they're all just clumped together. But it's what it's like. It is literally a clump of wires, astral wires, if you will, that your first round didn't cut. So you need to turn in and reflect and say, now, what then is this? You'll find as you begin to examine, you've heard me say again and again and again, thoughts are things. You've heard it's an ancient mystical thought. It's not unique to anything I've said to you, but thoughts are things. They have gravity, they have force. So you have a thought, you want approval from Papa, but you never feel like you get approval from Papa. You're 60 years old, you've never had approval from Papa. And then you have children, and you want Papa to behave in a certain way to prove to your emotional mind that he approves of your children. But Papa doesn't do that. He goes off and lives where he wants to live and comes and sees you and does what he wants to do. But you never feel the approval, all right? That's all wrapped up in this clump. It's all wrapped up in this clump. All of the initial thoughts, all the initial hurt, all of the things that you've added decade after decade after decade after decade, it's all there. So you go again with the divine ancient one and the sickle. Quietly look. Again, going clockwise, counterclockwise, always important. Counterclockwise. You're turning back this time. And you take that sickle and you go slowly. One little bit at a time. You might want to add a mantra to it. You might want to, as you're cutting, Ram, 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 Ram. So that you have the spiritual energy to cut these cords that bind you. Ram, 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 Ram. And instead of going fast and furiously around, you're going very, very, very methodically. And you chant Ram, and the sickle cuts the thread. And you chant Ram, and the sickle cuts the thread, and you chant Ram, 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 Ram. Why don't we try this for a moment? We'll go into our meditation. I'll lead you through this ritual. And then we'll have some prayer. But I want to conclude the teaching part of what I'm saying to you today. As you do this sickle ritual with the Ancient Holy One, the Ancient Holy One must be a being, your Ishtadevata, your chosen form of the divine, a being that you feel has the strength and capacity to help you. A young man who I have a great deal of respect and love for said to me one day that he calls upon the Roman legionnaires. That is just, for him, for his bloodline, for his memory track, the Roman legionnaires. That's it. It's brilliant. What is it for you? We have different beings that we can bring in and draw to help us in life. What form is going to be most helpful to you in doing this ritual? You've gone around once, you've observed, you're going around to the knot that you see, and you're working on that slowly, carefully. You go around again, and you're going to still see tendrils sometimes. You may have to go around again and again and again. Now, this last piece is important to remember. As you are cutting these threads, as you're releasing these threads of attachment, you may feel, especially when the attachments are a bundle of karmic energies, you may feel or see what looks like a wound, something that is open, that needs to be healed, right? Because you've cut off these attachments, but your astral body is used to having them, carrying them around. Your physical body, linked to the astral, is used to having them around. So you need to heal that, to do something. And you do that with covering your entire being with light, with meditating, with going up, as we will now, to the shrine of healing. Do not be concerned if you feel that. Say, "Oh, I need to stop." And there's something about the power of the sword, the sickle, that you can stop and stop at these wounds and cauterize them so that the discomfort stops, so that they are made whole. All right, and you do that. You just take the sword of light and you hold it up. You hold it against the area that you see that you have cut, and you might see it feels like it's open. And let the light pour forth from the sword. This is a very, very important ritual to do, to detach. And let us do it now. And as we finish the ritual, we will, as we often do, always do when I'm leading your meditation, end with prayer. And I would say to you again, remember the power of your prayer, the effectiveness of your prayer is your capacity to bring your mind to a single point. So your mind fluctuates a little bit. You bring it back again and again and again and again. Your prayer has potency. It has power. Your thoughts of goodness have power. You know, many of you have come to me and say, oh, my prayers aren't worth anything. That is the most shocking thing I've heard. Your prayers aren't worth anything. Oh my goodness. Take that thought, netty, 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 and let it go into the ethers. We come here together. Your prayers are of great value. I can feel them. And I know that they bless life also. So let us begin with meditation. Sitting with your spine erect, place your hands in the Om Mudra upon your thighs, the index finger and the thumb together. And turn your head to the left with a double exhalation. Begin to watch your breath. Inhaling using the sipping breath, inhale as if through a straw. And draw the energy from the limbs of your body to the trunk of your body. Again, draw the energy from the trunk of your body to your spinal column. From the base of your spine to your sun center. And now take that energy as a golden ball of light and move it out in front of you. Expand that golden ball of light. And sweep it around you to the left, encasing your entire being in golden light. And do this 3 times. And now expend the ball of light. And now ascend. Ascend. Ascend to the high place. Om Namo 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 Namo. Om Namo 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 reaching the high place of meditation, the place of the meditators. Find yourself a comfortable place. Call upon your Ishtadevata, your chosen form of the divine, to come and be with you at this moment. In your mind's eye, see an ancient being of light, brilliant light in front of you. And a brilliant gold sickle, gold and diamonds. The diamond and the gold melded together in ultimate strength. The diamonds and the gold melded together to heal, to dissolve, to neutralize the karmas. Pick up the golden sheath. See yourself outside of your physical body. Pick up the sheath. And with the Ancient One blessing you, assisting you, begin to walk around your body counterclockwise. Sweeping, cutting away the karmic binds. Ram, 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 Ram. Going around your entire being, swinging this sickle, cutting away all of the ties that bind you, all of the things, the thoughts that bind you. Ram, 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 Ram. Reaching back to the beginning, to your sun center. Gaze at your bodies, your astral body, your physical body. Is there anything left to remove? As you go, begin again to swing the sickle, neutralizing the karmas, cutting off the binding ties. Begin to walk again counterclockwise. When you come to the first clump, stop and see the light, the sickle gently touching each segment of that clump and mystically dissolving it away. The karma being cut away from you. Ram, and dissolving into the ethers. Ram, 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 Ram. Take your golden sickle and walk with the ancient healer around your body again, swinging, sweeping the light around you again and again and again, setting free, sweeping clear with your mind, your intent, detaching from the bonds of the past, detaching from the confinement of the past. Sweep around again and again and again. Return your attention to the sun center and breathe. Feeling light and uplifted. And as you sit in the high place, you and your Ishta, the powers that be, the ancient ones of healing, you see above your head a waterfall of clear light pouring down upon your head, circles of light pouring down upon you, covering your entire being, cleansing, washing, healing all of the areas that you have just walked through, loosening, detaching your karmas, detaching your mind. No, this is what is happening now. Open your consciousness, open your awareness. Receive the bliss, the healing. Ananda, 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 Ananda. Ananda, Ananda, Ananda. Breathe in the healing light. Become one with the light. Te Be Su De Ba Ya. Breathe in the light. Te Be Su De Ba Ya. Letting it pour down upon your crown center and through every cell of your being. Te Be Su De Ba Ya. Being filled with the light, being filled with healing. Know that you can come back here to this ritual again and again and again to neutralize the attachments of karma, to begin again and again and again, to detach from the attachment of your preferences. Now, my beloved, see your Ishta Devata in front of you, your chosen form of the goodness of life. And as we offer this prayer, see and feel these words manifesting. From the point of light within the mind of our Ishta. Light streams forth into the minds of all beings, and thus light manifests upon the earth. From the point of love within the heart of our Ishta, love pours forth into the hearts of all beings, and thus love divine manifests upon the earth. From the Bindu, where the full wisdom of Ishta lies, the purpose of the lineage is revealed: to realize, to remember, to serve. O ye powers that be, we call upon thee at this moment as we chant these mantras to send forth thy blessings, to join with us as we send forth our blessings. Most beloved and precious Ishta, most beloved powers that be, you know better than we that which is needed to soften the karmas upon the earth. First, in chanting the Om Shanti mantra, we will chant 7 times for Mother Gaia, for Mother Earth herself, that our blessings will pour forth around her, through her, upon her, saturating every cell of her being. That balance return, that healing return, that health return to this place that is such a blessing to all of us incarnated here. The planet where we may find our own enlightenment. Let us bless her. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Feel that light radiating from your sun center, joining with your Ishta and the powers that be, pouring forth upon Mother Gaia. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. 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 O ye powers that be, there is so much need upon the earth. Thou knowest better than we. Help that our prayers will soften the karma in the most harmonious, wisest, uplifting way for all earthlings, for those beings who are living with water insecurity. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. For those living with food insecurity. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. For those living with shelter insecurity. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. For those living with environmental insecurity of all types, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. For those souls whose minds are filled with chaos, with imbalance, with confusion, may the imbalances be balanced. May they be lifted. May the karma be softened. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. O ye powers that be, we call upon thee to send forth thy blessings to those souls who are the bringers of karma to millions upon the earth, those individual souls who have come, who are creating, who are targeting, fulfilling, igniting difficult, challenging karmas upon the earth. May their karma be softened. May they see what they are doing. May they feel the consequences of their action. May they transform their energies into sattvic, peaceful energies. May the karmas of the earth, the karmas of the countries, the karmas of the people, the karmas of the land be softened, be softened, be softened, be softened. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. O ye powers that be, at this moment, send forth thy blessings to all of the singers, the musicians, the artists, those whose creativity pours forth from every cell of their being, blessing us and blessing us and blessing us, who through their concentrated effort, the beautiful creativity of life upon the earth manifests. As they sing their songs, as they play their beautiful instruments, as they build their gardens, may they be abundantly blessed. For all of those on the other side who have left us music that lifts our souls and soothes and helps us move to the higher realms. Bless them, bless them, bless them again and again and again. Crack open our hardened shells, our hardened hearts, and may the light flow through us. May the Jyoti that exists within each of us shine forth, radiating, that we might become like the highest note, the most beautiful radiant Om that pours forth into the universe. May our creativity pour forth. May we find the right ways, the best ways, the most harmonious ways to soften our karma and to help those who enter our aura, to help them to be a blessing. Harihit Om. Ananda, Ananda. Sup upon the goodness of life. Thou art that. Om Tat Sat Om. Aham Brahmasmi. The lineage and I in the lineage send forth our gratitude to you, our blessings to you, an abundance of blessings. The lineage and I, my Ishta and I and the lineage, I and the Ishta, send forth our blessings unto you. May the light clear your way. May you be protected. May you have courage and strength to lift above the boredom of your everyday life. Again and again and again. To stand again and again, my beloved, and seek out your own illumination with ever greater diligence. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste Ji. I'm grateful as always for your blessings, for your presence. Thank you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. The first Sunday of every month at 10 a.m. There is the Kriya Yoga teachings group comes together, and there's a teaching for 20 minutes, and then there's a group discussion for, what's Swamiji, about?
Yeah, about 40 minutes, really. It was a good discussion today.
We have a lot of wonderful things forthcoming, our monthly death rebirth ritual, as well as a number of wonderful teachings that will occur during the year. So join us. You will see a lot of different swamis and disciples and students gathering as we work to build this community that all are welcome. All are here. This is not associated with any organization. It is a community of people seeking their own enlightenment through the path at this time of Kriya Yoga. Right? So thank you for your blessings and for your presence, and we'll see you soon. Namaste Ji. Shanti.